Your next stop is your success. Lane clear of negative eyes, please.
Hey, you guys. Hola, mi gente, and welcome to Brown Sugar and Sofrito. I'm Scottie.
And I'm Mimi.
And
Hey, girl. Hey.
she's Mayday. Hey. So, um,
Mhm.
I went on a little brunch today or whatever. And
Mhm.
I thoroughly enjoyed myself.
Yes.
At first, I was like, I just want to be home. I got so much ish to do. But I'm so happy that I went. We so got to hit this spot up in Harlem. It is called Harlem. No, it's called Boulevard Bistro. Girl,
Yeah, I've been there
you been
several
there?
times. Yeah.
Excuse me, how you be there without me? Choke on your
You
watch.
don't be wanting to go out nowhere.
No, but it was like so dope playing all the music that I love.
Yeah.
I'm mad
Yeah.
hype. And what I love about it was the crowd was just so cool. It was almost like a family reunion
Right.
with
That
people
was
you don't
good.
even know.
It's very that. It is very that.
With people you don't even know. You're like, oh, you
Yeah.
look cute. Oh, you look cute.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah, yeah,
girl.
yeah.
Hey, guy.
Yeah.
Vibing, dancing on people. It was just such a great environment.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going back.
You
I'm
know when you
definitely going back.
now that you said that like a great environment. So last night I was hanging out with my girlfriend and we were all sitting around and talking and just taking each other in and just sitting in the moment. Like people don't do that anymore. Like traditions are gone. When you used to just go over to the house and just sit and be
Mhm.
quiet and talk with your girlfriends and or talk with your elders about stuff and just story tell and all that kind of stuff. Like those traditions are gone. And then the baby was there and she was getting her hair braided and she was screaming because they were pulling her hair that she needed a braid. And you know what I mean? Like she was going through the rites of passage. That's what's happened as a black girl, little girl, getting your hair braided. So yeah, yeah. I like that description. It was like a family reunion.
It really was.
Hmm.
And then,
Hmm.
it made me think about so my friend that I went out to eat, I went out with her and her sister's friend, and stuff like that. And this is a friend that I've known literally more than half of my life since we were like
Hmm.
14 years old. And we were
Right,
thick as thieves, her and another friend and a couple of other friends. And we would spend the night together. We would spend the night at
right,
her house. I mean, literally, everything I did was with her. I would go to work,
right.
I would go to her house. My weekends were her. And then something happened. Something
Hmm.
happened where um, we no longer, I mean, family is family. Always going to be family, always going to be my sister. But then I wasn't hanging out as much. And I know that happened around the time when I was um, dating and in a relationship. And I think when I don't think when I'm in a relationship, I kind of take a backseat to my friends sometimes, not like on purpose, but in hindsight, I wish that I would have balanced both relationships differently, where it wasn't always because that's my sister, and
Hmm.
I hate that so much time has lapsed between us,
Hmm.
where life just takes over. I mean, have you ever experienced that with anyone who's been like a really good friend of yours, where you kind of
Hmm.
go this way a little bit, but they're
Well,
always
I
here?
mean, I don't think it's honestly, I don't think it sounds like to you, you may be thinking, feeling like it's wrong, a little wrong on it. I don't think it's anything wrong with that. Like sometimes you just have to love people in a different space. Like
Mhm.
your life was taking a different turn at different points, and it's not that that person wasn't still in your heart. You
Mhm.
just at that juncture in your life, they just you just wasn't plugged in with them. But anytime you saw them again or anything like that, it was it's I'm
Yeah, I
yeah.
loved it. It made me really think about my God. I miss my sister. Like
Yeah,
just
and then
sitting
too,
and
sometimes you have
talking.
to you don't like really like going out meeting new people and doing all that kind of thing, so that's uncomfortable for you, so that's cool. That like that like I was getting ready to say, so how was that? The girl that she bought, did you know her?
Oh no, that was her sister. I've known her sister since she was little. I've literally
Okay.
been her life forever.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Because I was like, oh, child.
and then you know when somebody is your family for life, it doesn't matter how much time, how much
Right. That's what I'm
time
trying to say.
that's in the gap where you kind of just pick up the same. There's no awkwardness. It's
It
just
wasn't somebody who you had to you put out of your life because they didn't feel something in your life anymore.
no,
They were disruptive to your life. It wasn't because that's why it's easy, right? You know?
not at all.
Yeah.
It was just like life takes over. I went to school, dating, work, career, and just you literally say, "Oh, I'm gonna call him tomorrow. Oh, I'm gonna call him tomorrow. Tomorrow's a month. Tomorrow's 5 months. Tomorrow's a year. Tomorrow's 3 years later." That
I
is
know.
so crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But because I'm at this age now, I don't want those gaps in anymore. I want to be
Mhm.
very intentional with my girlfriends that I love. I want to be very intentional, even if it's just once a month. We hook up, we chat. Let me just send. It's so easy to send a little text. Yo, what's up? How you doing? Just checking up on you.
Right.
Like I want to
Yeah.
be very intentional. Um, because although I know a lot of people and I have a lot of acquaintances, my core is only but in
Mhm.
one hand.
For
People
sure.
that I can count on, doesn't matter how much time has lapsed. If I need
Right.
them, they will be there.
Right.
And I want to
Right.
cherish that because now, at this age, it's just family, friendship, relationships, period. Take on a
Mm.
whole different look.
You
At the,
know what's so funny when you say family relate. So I was talking to with them as well. We were having this conversation, and I was like, your family is, especially now in life and this age and all that kind of stuff, is who you pick. These are people that you choose to
Mhm,
be in your life.
mhm.
Relatives is just somebody you didn't have no choice in. They're your family because you were born into them. That's because of blood. But your family, that's who you chose to.
Mhm.
So
That's
that's why I think.
true. That's very
Yeah.
true. Because your cousins, like even me thinking about when I was younger, like in Spanish,
Right.
it's called prima hermana. They're cousin sisters because they're your first cousins. You're raised so close together, like sisters.
Right. Right. Right.
And after you grow up and you start your own life, you kind of go this way too. But
Yeah.
it's now that all of the cousins are really now kind of rekindling and we check up on each other and stuff like
Because as you get older, you cherish life more, and you're like, oh, what's going
that.
on with this person? Like life becomes more clear. It becomes more like tangible, where you wasn't so like, oh, you didn't feel so with the wind. Now like you still living. I mean, you're still living and doing your thing, but you are conscious of things now. You're conscious of loving on people and spending time with people, and how precious time is. Like you're not going to get it back. Right.
Girl, and I've seen her more and since October, between October and now, I've probably seen her more than I've seen her in the last 15 years.
Right,
It's
right. And
crazy.
that's fine. That's fine. Don't even beat yourself up about it. That's fine.
Yeah, I was for a
Yeah.
little while because that's
Yeah.
so I was beating myself up. But
Mhm.
so listen,
Yeah, tell
uh,
me.
I I mean we are in social media, right? Um,
Yeah.
and I really don't be on social media, although we're doing this. I'm not really on it
I
like
do. I mean, I don't be on it like where I'm my dying thing, but I'll be on there enough.
yeah.
Yeah.
But what do
Mhm.
you feel about sometimes I get on social media and I just notice people just go on complete rants.
Mhm.
And it's almost like they put their whole business out. Um,
Mhm.
for whatever reason, you're in the mood, you're upset, boom, send it out, send it out. I get
Yeah.
little subliminals, but sometimes, they drop the
Yeah.
names, where they, everything. What are your thoughts about that? Are you a person that when you are in your feelings, you go on and you start kind of cursing a person out on social media?
Hell no. Hell no. Just because I mean, for me, that kind of knee jerk reaction like that's what that is, moving very much on emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I can't maneuver like that now because you may start talking to that person again, that you know that the friendship is back together again, the relationship is back together again, and now you have this information recorded on social media about you saying talking about this person like a dog, putting all your business out there. Like, I get it. It can be very therapeutic to
Mhm.
release that stuff to somebody that you don't know, more than somebody you know. But I would never. No.
I would say write that out on a journal. And honestly, I get little subs. You can throw a little cute little sub, a little word, a little phrase, but to
Yeah, 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 yeah,
all up
yeah.
in it, like I feel
Yeah,
like
no.
that is so much because then words carry so much weight. And like you said, at the end,
Mm.
you end up kind of rekindling. And then those are words you can't really retract.
You
Or
can't. It's not you can really. You
you
cannot.
can't, you can't retract.
You cannot retract them.
You
And that's
can't
what you have
retract
to
them.
think about. Like, how, when you put that out there, how did that make that person feel? When you put that out there, you can't take that back down, those feelings.
And you put it there intentionally knowing that the
Right.
person
But
is
you
going to
get a reaction.
engage. So you wanted to
Right.
be hurt. But then
Of
once you
course.
you're like, damn, I don't think I should have put that out there, you know?
Right. Right.
Eh,
Let me ask you, let me ask you a question. So I was thinking about, we were talking about this as well. Like, do you think that a married man, if he's out hanging out and stuff with his boys, out having a good time, he should buy another woman a drink?
oh, hell. Effing no.
Oh, do tell.
I'm not buying another chick a drink. I am so sorry. Now, unless this is like somebody who's in your clique, somebody that you like, oh, hey, out with your boys, hey, you want a drink here? I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's somebody that you know. Still in all, but you're a married man. What the hell you buying somebody else a drink? Why you even to buy somebody a drink? That means you had to have been checking that person out. And it was something
Ooh.
about that person that kind of, caught your attention a little something, something for you to say, yo, can you send this person a drink? Oh,
So you know,
hell no.
I like that point of view that you just went down there. So you think that they couldn't just see, just see a woman sitting at a bar and say, I'm going to send her a drink. No.
No, because you're not sending her a drink just for GP. Oh, she look like she's got a great mind. Let me send her. It's the physicality. There's something about
Mm.
that person that was intriguing to you to make you be like, oh, she's sexy. Oh, she's this. Oh, she's cute.
Oh, I wasn't even. So you know what's so funny? So I'm gonna give you a story. I think I probably told you this story. So I was out one time with
Mm-hmm.
a particular person, and it was their birthday, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the next table next to us was a whole table full of girls, celebrating one of the young ladies' birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And we were all like, yo, happy birthday. I was like, it was his birthday as well. And, da, da, da. And he was like, oh, send her a drink. So he sent her a drink. Now, in that instance,
Okay.
okay, in that instance, no, I'm gonna tell you my feelings. In that instance, I didn't feel any way. I didn't feel like I knew that wasn't nothing.
Mm-hmm.
That would, with two people that had the same birthday. But I did, on the other hand, still feel like he should have asked me. Like I said that after. I said, now, of course, it's this person's birthday. You want to send a drink. But, I understood both. I could see it from his point of view and I could see it. And I was looking, and definitely I could see my point of view that I
Mm-hmm.
had, So, yeah. But I was like, you should have been like, is that okay with you? But they were just that type of person. So that's what, they did that thing, and then it was that person's birthday as well, so I got it in that context, but I
Mm-hmm.
still felt like, oh, but I like that what you said.
And then
Hmm.
I agree with you. If it's somebody's birthday and you're celebrating and you just send
Yeah,
them a drink, that's fine. But I do agree. It should have been like, yo, babe, do you mind if I send them a drink? It's my birthday. There's their birthday.
it was
It's
only
the
her too that he
season.
sent the drink,
Ooh,
right? Right, he
let's
didn't send the whole table a drink. He sent the girl whose
yeah,
birthday it
yeah,
was.
yeah. I don't think there's
So,
anything wrong with that because when it's our birthday, honey, we feeling it and we
right,
celebrate. And everybody who has the same birthday, you're like, what?
right.
I
And
get
they
it.
were literally sitting right next to us, but I was just like, yeah, I just wanted to get what your thoughts were on
That one
that.
was okay, but if you're just sitting at the bar randomly, want to send a drink to somebody randomly, I have a problem with it
Right.
because what is it about the person that you want to send a drink to?
Right.
Mm.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I ain't playing them games. I ain't playing no
Okay,
reindeer
okay.
games.
I'm gonna stay in this wheelhouse a little bit.
Okay.
So, do you think that? So I saw this. I love reading like Michael Basin's quotes and stuff that he has up. So he
Mhm.
had this thing up that said, "Do you think that a marriage relationship can survive if the person cheated if a child is conceived out of it?"
Mm.
What says you?
It can survive.
Of course, right. That's what I said. I said the easy answer is yes, but dot 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 dot.
But there's a whole bunch of dots because knowing who I am as an individual, I'm very
Yeah.
emotional. I'm sensitive, not emotional, but I'm very sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you laying up with another chick, I can't get that out of my head. And
Mm.
you laid up with another chick, and there's a kid that's produced. So for the rest of my life, I have to be reminded of your infidelities. I don't know that I'm the woman that'll be able to handle that task.
We've had this conversation before, and I mean, I I totally understand someone's not leaving their marriage. I
I
totally get it
see.
because I totally get it.
I get
And but I know for me that would be extremely hard. Like if I was married, yes, I would stay. If it happened more than once, no. Um, but yeah, that's a tall oof,
Oof.
yeah.
And I'm not even gonna say, I mean, I'm making all my faces like, what? But honestly, you don't know what you'll do unless you are in
Right.
shoes.
In
And when
that
you are
situation.
married, things change. Or if you're in a long-term committed relationship, things you might be, you say that you can't, but you might be able to not allow that one pass because I already know women, we're gonna give them hell, right? But
Right.
you'll be able to try to fix that relationship. Like you said, if it happens one time. My initial reaction is, oh, hell no. But we all know when love is involved, you sort of think
Right.
twice before walking out. And I think
Right.
it's important to figure out, why did you cheat in the first place? Are you
Right.
in a good relationship? Is it a healthy relationship? Are
Well,
you
clearly something is going on, right? If it's not even if it's on your part. I mean,
exactly
but it's something that, because sometimes people do things selfishly. You had nothing to do with it. Like you say, what part did I play? Sometimes we don't play a part. Sometimes this person is just selfish in what they're doing. But most time in a relationship, because it's a relationship, there's two people involved. But sometimes when people cheat, they cheat because that's their shit.
for some people it really is.
Unfortunately.
I
So
know.
I was watching TD Jakes, right?
Mm.
And he was talking about in relationships how a lot of relationships don't survive when a relationship is at a turning point. And so what he was talking about, the turning point was it could be a midlife crisis. It could be somebody diagnosed with some kind of disease. It could be somebody that somebody just died. A parent or something just died, and you don't know how to be with your husband or your wife anymore now. I was like, yo, that is so true. That so many people leave relationships at the turning point when you should be, when you need to stay. Like you have to stay in it even when it's not, happy. That's what he was saying. Like those are the levels of relationships. It's not going to be happy all the time. Can you imagine thinking that your relationship is going to be happy all the time?
That's like you living in La La
Oh my
Land.
God.
That's not life. Is all about valleys and hills, and there's no way that
Mhm.
everything is going to be like this all the time. Where's your relationship is not being tested if it's like this, you know.
Right. And how do you know? How do you know what if you can handle ups and downs and turns arounds if you never go through anything? Yeah.
You don't go through it. That's why people who say, "Oh, my relationship is so perfect," you're lying. Relationship is perfect. You have perfect seasons. You can have perfect seasons. You can
Mhm.
have perfect moments, but for your
Mhm.
relationship together for 15, 20 years and your relationship has been like this. I know he got a whole nother chick on the other side. You got a whole nother dude. There's no
You
way.
think so?
I
So
believe
you,
so.
yeah. Okay.
Because
Okay.
it can't be so perfect where, oh, we never argue and we never disagree and da, 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 da. I'm not talking about where there's those really life turning events that take place in your life. I'm talking about just the regular hiccups that relationships
Yeah.
go through. Some people literally say that they don't go through hiccups. That's impossible. It's two different people in a relationship. You may have a lot of things the same, but that one thing you don't have the same, that could be that one thing that you guys could be, that causes you to have
Yeah.
disagreements.
Yeah. And I also think that when you said that about seasons, that in a relationship, for it to go to any other, when you, especially when you're first starting out, you need to go through all the seasons. And I'm not just talking about winter, spring, summer, fall. I mean, pain,
Yeah.
uh death, experiencing life. You need to experience things together, because I need to see how you react when something happens to your mother, or something happens to one of your sisters, or for us too. They need to see how how you handle situations in life before you say commit your whole life to this person.
You are
Because
absolutely
that's what I think people are going wrong. Like we keep getting in these relationship with people that don't fit us, because we want to be in a relationship. This person don't fit you. Like, those shoes don't fit. You
It's like
shouldn't even
you're
be
in
in
a
that
whole
relationship. Yeah,
square in a
yeah.
circle.
Right. You keep trying and trying and trying because you say, oh, I'm supposed to be doing this or whatever. But yeah, seasons. You need to be in every season.
I actually like that. I never really thought about that because
Mm.
dating, I went through my whole checklist. I have my whole checklist, but that wasn't on my checklist on how people deal with things. You have your
Oh,
own,
for sure.
but I
For
never
sure.
really thought
Yeah.
about that. That's so
But that just came, that for me, as I just keep evolving, I just see you keep going to keep evolving through life. Like, I can't say, oh, I'm not going, because I'm still working on myself. Like, I can still work on myself and be with somebody, So that's a cop out. But I'm saying we're gonna always be evolving like that. Those are things now that I just think about as I'm, thinking about being with somebody or being in a relationship or anything. That, yeah, I need to see how this person handles grief. I need to see how they handle pain or sickness or conflict, you
exactly.
know?
That's so very important.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I like that. That's like a whole segment.
What you say?
We legit can
Let's
talk
get into
about that.
let's get into it then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you really can when you really think about it with the whole
Hmm.
relationships, the checklist, and looking. I like how you phrase it as seasons.
Yeah. That's what I feel like it is. I
Yeah.
feel like it is because I feel like, those are, different things that you go through at different seasons. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. It's so funny because
Uh-huh.
um, and we always say because we're women of a certain age. Once you reach a certain age, you really just look at everything with a whole different eye. As small
Hmm.
as, damn, I gotta see how this person grieves. I gotta see how I mean, as something as like that. Like, you're not gonna think about that when we were younger. We just, oh, he's hot.
Right.
Let's date. It was like, okay,
Right.
you check all these
That
boxes.
right. That's why it's absurd to me for people to try to remove parents out of the equation.
Mhm.
Kids need to be parented because they don't have experience and know-how and resources to process certain things. So this is why we're at this now. We thinking about these things because we've had life experience and going through things and say, oh, you know what? I need to make sure my partner knows how to handle this, and this. So that's why that whole thing just is crazy to me. With the parents' rights just being so removed from everything. But
Child,
yeah,
you can't do
yeah,
nothing anymore. You can't say anything. You can't do anything. You can't even look at your
right,
kids hard.
right. It's
Somebody looking at you,
crazy.
somebody looking at them hard.
Right.
Yeah, people always minding people's business. So now that we're
Oh.
talking about young people, um,
Mm,
this generation of kids, I mean, we've talked about something along these lines before.
mm,
It's different. They're just different. And
mhm,
when I'm out, these young kids really want to look so much older than what they are. Like some
mhm.
of these kids, honestly, um, maybe like on a day on like a day like today, like what I look like today, a 15-year-old could legit look older than me because they want to have
15, damn.
15, go 15. Yeah, it's fantastic. They look older than me.
We stretching it.
Not that I look 15, but a 15-year-old
No, I know what you mean.
can look
Yeah.
like they're easily in their 20s or sometimes like they aging crazy because they want to have the hair, they want to put on all the makeup, they want to have the lashes, they want to have the nails, they want to dress like they're in their 20s. It's like I feel like they are robbing themselves of their childhood. But then when I look at it differently, these kids nowadays, that's kind of their childhood. If that makes any sense.
I get what you're saying, but I think I so what I'm saying I think goes into what you're saying. I think the way that life is set up now for the kids, that's why they look old. Like everything is not geared towards kids. Nothing is really like for childhood. Like how we used to have things that was set up for little girls, cute, like whatever a grown woman is wearing, a little girl just wears smaller. Whatever, so that's what the lifestyle, that's what life is now. Like as when we were younger, there were clothes for children. Like,
You
there
ain't
were
never
games.
lie. Because
Yeah, we went
adolescents
outside.
look just like the mamas. The mamas dress just like the teens, and the teens dress just
Yeah,
like the mamas.
yeah. So yeah. That's what's happening. Like life is set up for kids to be so over sexualized, and it's too much. Yeah, it's
And
really scary. I think it's so sad. No, it's sad.
it is really sad. Like I remember, well, not my kid, but a kid that was like 12 and 13 years old. They would still wear the cute little dresses and little socks and cute little shoes, and still
Hmm.
it was like their Barbies and stuff like that.
At
And
12, that was good. Yeah, okay.
yes, still a little bit at 12 a long time ago, but now a 12-year-old, honey, they're with their little crop tops.
Yeah,
Sometimes they even wear their lashes. It's like, baby, you're a
yeah.
whole 12. Just be a whole 12.
Yeah, just be still in those moments because you can't get them back. So enjoy that. And so that's why when you get older, you get to our ages, you get older than us, you tell them these things because you know what that era, that time was, how precious it was. So you just want them to enjoy it and be still in it, and really feel it and absorb it. Because when you get older, you can look at a child and say, wow, you can really reflect and say, "Ooh, remember that." And kids don't want to be that. Yeah.
I know, but then it also stems from their parents because obviously a 12-year-old can't afford to buy their own thing. So it's like the
Yeah.
parents are buying them these things and they think it's okay. But I like when a kid looks like a kid and when a kid acts like a kid. I mean, there is a certain level of maturity now, like you said, because there's so much in front of them, right? Because of social media and just media, period, is a blessing and a curse. But I like
Hmm.
the kid as a kid, not trying to be
Yeah.
grown. It drives me crazy, the immaturity. But then I also appreciate the immaturity because it's a kid being a kid, enjoying
Yeah.
that, you
I
know?
think I think you can be. I think both can live together. I think you can be a little mature and still enjoy your childhood. And
Yes,
I think that what's happening is yeah, like you said, it's the parents too, but it's because the parents of these kids that are like, these younger kids now, the parents are from an age, they're from the social media age too. You know what I
exactly.
mean? So it's that,
So different.
yeah, it's way different. It's
Really
so
different.
different.
Where my mom,
Hmm.
it's so funny. My mom is like, "Is this skirt too short?" Girl, it's on her knee. Meanwhile,
Right.
I'm her age. I plan on popping it, locking it, dropping it. I still want to wear my heels.
See, from that, but see, that's a whole nother mentality. That's a whole nother, yeah,
Oh
way of
no,
life. Like that's that baby boomer generation. We
exactly.
generation X. That's like, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's too.
Exactly.
We caught in. We were the kids that we went home by ourselves at 12 years old, latchkey kids. We were the latchkey kids.
Yes,
You know what I
yes.
mean? Yeah, yeah.
That's very, very true. That's
Hmm.
very true. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness, I'll be that grandma. Well, I am that mother that loves to be like still in my little Tims and my little sneakers.
yeah. I love sneakers.
Definitely at that age where, I mean, not at that age, but I still dress really youthful. And that's because my spirit is youthful and because we love fashion. So
Mhm.
unfortunately, whatever, because we love fashion, we are going to wear some of the things that our kids are wearing because, like you said, everything is mixed in.
It is, yeah. And I don't think it's anything like when you say dressing young. Like dressing young for me would be like, I don't know, because I don't that I mean it's young at heart, like you said, you're young at heart, so it's no dressing young. Long as you know, I just think being over sexualized is outside is too much for any age group. You know what I mean?
I agree.
So that is like people constantly put that together with being young. You can go outside and have all your ass out, all your breasts out, but that's being young. It is, but still, all of these things have a place.
It
You
does.
know?
It
Yeah,
does.
they you can't look at somebody that's on a stage in a costume that's performing for somebody and in a certain kind of attire. You're trying to take that attire from the stage and bring it to the street. That don't like, you know what I
And then
mean?
you
Like,
walking down the street in your Beyonce
yeah, but,
leotard and your
but it's
boots.
true. That's what's happening. Like you think you can go outside and look like that. These people are performing.
It's very true. And when they're not performing, they might be in their sneakers and their sweats, their Uggs and their
Right,
sweatpants.
right,
They want to be
yeah,
comfy. We
yeah,
never see that real side of them. We only see like the glam part.
yeah, right.
She said that it's not about being young. Um, and I think I was sort of thinking like my mother because she kind of attaches
Hmm.
that youthfulness to the clothes. Like I'm too old to wear that,
Right,
but it really
right.
isn't. It's just fashion.
It's just clothes. Like the two don't have to be attached like that. Like I said, that the over sexualizing part going outside is too
Yeah.
much for me. But saying that, I'm because I'm this age, I can't wear this no more. Like, no, like this is who I am as a person. Like
Yes.
I'm not gonna stop with unless something, the doctor tells me that, I gotta stop wearing my nose ring because it's interfering with my breathing or something like that.
Not the breathing.
I'm just saying, somebody would think that an older person would think that having a nose ring goes with a young person.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like, no, I'm right.
No,
Right. This is
it's
who
so
this is
dope. The
me.
nose ring is so dope.
Yeah.
Uh-uh.
No, yeah. But that's the mentality that generation had.
That generation has.
Yeah. Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I know my mom is always like, even with the tattoos that I have, she's like, "Oh, you're so old to be getting tattoos." I be seeing these old ladies with tattoos, but I'm like, "Yo, ma," because when they got it, they wasn't that old. They got
Right.
it eventually.
It was
So it's not like
right.
they're 80 and going to the tattoo shop.
But that's why I having that in a tattoo. Like I'm all for like people with tattoos. Like, I don't care. But
Mhm.
I'm always thinking about like, okay, so when I get older, what is this tattoo going to look like? And I just changed my mind too much. I'm too to have something so permanent on me.
I know that's why tattoos have to be
Mean something, huh?
purposeful, very meaningful.
Right.
I got my first tattoo, the tattoo artist, girl wanted it right here. Girl, Jesus, I'm so happy.
Oh God.
He was like, no, your first tattoo should always be in a place that when you want to show it, you show it, and when you don't, you don't. Because
That was very good advice.
people generally regret their first tattoo.
Yeah.
I was getting it right here. Imagine me with a whole girl, my little
No,
cute arms. Oh, hell no.
no,
I
that was very good advice for him to do that.
very good
Yeah,
advice. So no,
yeah.
my tattoos are very dainty. They're meaningful. The biggest one I have, this is not the biggest one, but the one on my arm is this one, but this one has a lot of meaning behind it. So, obviously it's new. I don't have any regrets behind this. Um,
Right.
so anything that I get now, it has to be purposeful and very meaningful to me.
Yeah.
Um, I don't want anything like this. I might get
Yeah.
back a little something meaningful. Just everything
Yeah.
has to have a purpose for me at this point. I don't want to just do
Mhm.
things to do things. But I don't say
Yeah, and I'm not big on the pain threshold either. Like a lot of times, a lot of people that get tattoos, they like pain a little bit.
girl.
Not all the time, but a
This
lot of the time.
tattoo right here. This right here was, I kid you not, 5 minutes.
Really?
Jackie got it, Mercedes got it, right? And they were just right here. Hey, they laughing with me. Girl, I sat down. I was clinging, I was holding on to my pants. Clenching my pants was, and I'm like, oh, girl, I have
Oh,
zero pain tolerance.
Oh, you
But
good. So all of y'all got the same tattoo.
we got the same tattoo. Um,
Okay.
but it was like nothing to them. They were laughing and giggling. Girl, I couldn't even look at them. I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Yeah, no, no, no. I
Girl,
can't. I was gonna do it one time with Maya, but when we went to the place to get our tattoos done, something about the place we didn't like, so we left, and that just never went back. But that's the only thing. Like, it would definitely have to be meaningful. But I'm not big on pain, so yeah.
I mean, if you get something cute, my daughter and I, we have our matching hearts.
That's what we get. We were getting that, the
This
matching
doesn't
hearts.
hurt
Yeah.
at all. It's
Yeah.
literally a
Okay.
1 minute procedure. This doesn't hurt at all. And this is so
Okay.
meaningful. When she was little, I would always draw a heart on her hand when
Right.
she went to school so that she wasn't so scared, being in school without mommy. Um,
Right.
so I would draw a heart on mine. She would draw a heart on mine, and I would draw a heart on her. And we did
Okay.
it every time for her first year of school, even senior year, high school, college, I wasn't going to be there.
Wow.
So
Right.
then we got the permanent hearts so that I'm always there for all her firsts. First,
Right.
well,
Aww.
you gotta go get your tattoos. You gotta go get your tattoos. Oh man.
You got anything else you want to talk about? You want to express yourself?
I mean, we were talking about clothes and
Uh-huh.
just going out today and just going out in general.
Hmm.
Um, so many people are like such label fanatics. They
Mm.
have to have the label of their clothing because everyone needs to see it.
Hmm.
I don't know. What are your thoughts about that? And there's so many young kids who, if it's not a label, they don't want it. And they actually look down upon other kids for not having labels. The latest, the Gucci's and the Balenciagas and the this and the that. What are your thoughts about that?
Well,
As a
I think that I think I've never been as much as I'm into fashion and clothes and liking to watch people and their styles and all that. I've never been into designers like happen to have a label on me. Like, of course, I have designers that I just absolutely love, but to have because I feel like you can be fashionable without labels. Um, I think that that's all just self-worth. Like, if I can wear Louis Vuitton, then you know that I'm about something. You know that I have money. I am I'm on a certain status and all that. So that I think that that's all that's about really when you can't afford it. And then it's just for show a lot of times. That's to show I can keep up with you. You got Louis, I got Louis. You got Gucci, I got Gucci. Yeah.
Just
So
keeping up with the
most
Jones.
of the time it's not even about that you like this garment, because a lot of the times the stuff is butt ugly and you're just wearing it and it's absurd and it's like, why do you have that on? And it's just because it has that name on it. Yeah.
You ain't never because there's some stuff out here that I'm like, yo, I really like it. But do I really like it? Because it's really ugly. But it's like
Right.
I want it, but I don't want it.
Now I never get sucked into that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a
No,
whole mind game. Yeah. Because when everybody has it on now, like those stupid Smurf boots or whatever that thing was. Remember
I
that?
definitely don't want those Smurf boots. That I
But I'm
would
just
never get.
that's right. That's an example of the, you know what I
Those
mean? Like
Smurf boots, Ronald McDonald shoes. Smurf
yeah,
boots, Lord Jesus.
yeah. You wearing those and you wearing that. Oh, that's not that doesn't look good.
That doesn't look like fashion to me. It looks
And what is, I mean, and now for me, for somebody who doesn't want to put any restraints on fashion, anything, okay, if that's fashion for you, but don't tell me that, oh, you doing it because you got on those little Smurf boots. No. Like, and everybody has to try to get them now. Like, why are you trying to get them? You know you don't like those boots. You just getting them because you see everybody with those things on.
everybody else. You ain't never lied. You
Yeah.
ain't never lied. That's
Yeah.
exactly the reason why.
That a fashionable person for me is definitely somebody who does not get follow those types of things.
Mhm,
Like,
mhm.
who can be in their style and be in their element without being in, having to attach to this or that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
For me, fashion is also what I like is I love like a high-end bag. Like who doesn't love a high-end bag? But then you
Mm.
dress it up with clothes that's not considered high-end. Like, everything doesn't have to be up here. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
fashion is really perfecting the mixture, how to mix. things. That's why I love when celebrities come on and say, no, I got this in Shein, I got this on Fashion Nova. Like,
Right,
you don't
right.
have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on.
No, absolutely not. I mean, fashion is what you make it. Like fashion is what you think fashion is.
Exactly.
Like I could see some things and be like, oh, that is a mess. Like they paid all that money for that. It's just because it's the name. But I mean, if you love it, then hey, okay.
I know. But our poor kids, I think that just brings so brainwashed. And it's like in my head, I'm like, if because your mothers are buying them for you, eventually they're not. Like, what are you willing to do to still keep up with the Joneses? That's my fear. When you
Mm-hmm.
sort of introduce these labels to kids at such a young age,
Mm-hmm.
it's almost
Mm-hmm.
like they gotta have it. You already started something,
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
have it all the time. And so what are they willing to do to keep up with these styles so they
Well,
can,
no, but see, that's where it has to be some balancing with the parenting, right?
yeah,
You don't want to not reward your child. If you're a well-off parent and don't say, I'm not going to get them these things. I can afford to get my child these things to wear all the time. But you have to have that balance now where, okay, you can have this, but I'm not going to just spoil you, just giving it to you just because you don't need this.
you don't
You know
need,
what I mean? Like, yeah. So you have to parent again. Parents, let the parent.
you ain't never lie. I try
The
getting my
boomerang.
designer
Mhm.
stuff, and she's just like, it's not worth it. But for special occasions, I'm like, hey, just, you know,
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
yourself.
I mean, right. Because it's a label doesn't mean it's going to look good.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you can have on something that's a label that's nice and it doesn't look good on you. You got it on because it's a label.
Because it's a label. You know, but a lot of people do that just because it's the label.
Yeah,
It's a label. But Gucci,
yeah.
Louis, and MCM, if you want to sponsor us, honey, here at Brown Sugar Sofritos, please sponsor us. Because I love me them Gucci Adidas,
MCM.
them Gucci
I
Adidas.
remember those old MCM bags and those jackets and stuff.
Everything that's all back. That's all full
I
circle.
know, I
That was
know,
when I
I
was
know.
in high school, girl. I think I was in high school,
Yeah,
maybe college.
yeah, for
Remember
sure,
Vanessa
sure.
Sequence?
Vanessa and Sequence, what? They were so fly, what?
They had the
With
little MCM stuff.
with they Dapper Dan MCM stuff on.
Yes.
Yes.
Dapper Dan
Yep.
was the man, though, yo.
He was. He
He
was.
still is the man. He still is
Yeah.
the man. But back then,
Yeah.
he really altered fashion
Right. Right. He
in the
made it his
urban.
own. He made it his own. Yeah. He made it
Yep.
his own. Yep, for
He
sure.
definitely
And
has
that's what
paved the way.
fashion is. Making something your own. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? That's what fashion is, making something your own. So you don't have to be a duplicate. You don't have to be a carbon copy. Everybody walking down the street looking the exact same way.
And
You
I
know?
love it. This kid from Harlem just flipped the script and now is like in charge of one of the biggest freaking companies, like head up there in one of the biggest companies ever, Gucci. That is
Mm-hmm.
crazy to me. But I love those stories.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Those
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
stories.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got anything else, Billy?
No, I think that's it. I mean, I do,
Yeah.
but then it's so left. I'm just gonna leave it here on our future endorsements.
Right. You know we can go love, honey.
On me, completely love. But I'm gonna keep it right here. Right here. Keep it.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is good. I think this is good. Until next time.
Yes, on brown sugar and sofrito. Woo woo.
Hey, bye.